Hi, I'm David Moore from Spirits Platform. I'm the Director of Finance, IT and Operations. Spirits Platform, we're an importer and seller or wholesaler of premium spirits. We've been in operation for just over 2 years, so we just had our second birthday just very recently. Over that time, we've built a very strong portfolio in the liquor industry, and it really comes from the fact that we have a long experience of over nearly 100 years between the 4 directors in the organisation, and a very strong team that moved into the company when we started up 2 years ago. When we started up Spirits Platform, we really had very little time to build the business. We came out of a merger of another organisation and we're setting up independently. Everything that we had to put in place was a choice that we needed to make. The reason that we went with Board, it's quite a unique product in BI tools that you can read and write back to the database that you're utilising, where a lot of BI tools will only draw the information out. And for us, our budgeting and forecasting being so critical needs to be quite interactive. So the ability to write back and impact that data was something that was really important to us. We went quite simple with the Board product. We didn't want to put all the bells and whistles in place immediately because we really need to get the base functionality into place. And that's what we set off to do and achieved in just over a 9-week period. So by the time the business launched, we were ready with all of our systems and our ability to analyse the data coming in. So when we started, we had 18 brands and about 45, 50 products that we had taken to the marketplace. We've now grown to 32 brands and over 170 products that we have in the marketplace, and the various different derivatives of those of different bottle sizes, pack configurations, etc. So what we've been able to do with Board, or what we knew from the beginning with Board, is its scalability, that it didn't matter how fast we grew, that the product would be able to move with that and provide us exactly the same level of information that was required. Once we had the business up and running, it was really critical to us as a smaller business, and we've been in quite strong growth over our short time frame that we've been in existence. Cash flow just became so critical for us, and one of the critical things with the cash flow is managing your inventory. We have such a long lead time. There's an inclination to over-purchase and have the stock there just in case. And that's the number one sponge or absorber of cash in our business, is our inventory. So if we have too much of it, then we don't have enough free cash in the business to continue to grow it. So what we did over the last 12 months is really focus in on how we manage or how we purchase and plan for our stock levels. And then we looked at Board and the more advanced functions of that, particularly the predictive algorithms, and transferred what we had was a fairly manual system into Board, and used the predictive analytics to build a forecast or a plan totally independent of what the sales guys were building themselves. That way we've been able to have far more robust conversations or discussions internally about what our real demand plan is for that inventory. That's enabled us to address those areas where we were perhaps hanging on to too much inventory. And that's freed up cash and enabled us to continue to grow the business in quite an aggressive fashion. From a turnover perspective, for example, we've moved from just a touch over 50 million to nearly $80 million of turnover in 2 years. Headcount-wise, we haven't had to increase very dramatically, so we started off with around 40 people, 41, and we're only sitting at 46 now. So that scalability in the business, what we haven't had to do is add lots of back-end resources there. We've been able to add those to the sales team, so the feet on the ground, the people actually generate the revenue for the business, as opposed to the people in the back who become a cost to the business if we haven't got our systems right and we haven't got our structure right to support the business. So the fact that we have Board and it's able to do what it needs to, whatever the size of our business, that's a very big win for us. So our partnership with Professional Advantage has been a very strong partnership. It's probably now coming around to almost 5 years, I believe, that we've been between the two organisations that we've been working with PA. Not only was it with the implementation of Board, but we're a totally cloud-based organisation, and that was, we took advice from PA as to whether or not that was achievable, and we moved across to the Office 365 platform when we started up the business. That way we didn't have to purchase any of the infrastructure and have an IT team internally. So all of our servers sit in the cloud. All of the sales team are connected independently through their devices into the cloud. So there's some states where we don't have offices, we just have a totally mobile sales team working from home and then out on the road. But they're doing all the things that you would conventionally have with people sitting in an office. And the advantage of that's been that we've been able to reduce our costs, and at no time have we had any loss of productivity. Part of it's to do with the way technology has moved, but you've also got to be able to take advantage of those changes in technology as well. And we've certainly done that with PA's assistance.